bitch, I'm attractive.
Top of the morning, top of the
no, this is not his album.
It's so crazy. I hadn't even remembered that fucking line.
Bro, I was
never
listening to
gonna
Baby Keem's album today.
I fuck with Keem.
Yeah, I was listening to Baby Keem's album today. It's nice. Still, it's more good than great.
Oh shit! I just realized we got K Dot and Keem talk about K Dot.
Holy shit! I've never put that together.
I'm high and I didn't put it together. I'm ashamed.
Shit.
I'm not high and I put that together. Oh shit!
It's so weird seeing you without a hat. I'm sorry. I'm just.
It is, but you look good. You know, you should wear a hat less.
It is what it is.
Okay, we are here. Welcome to a new episode.
I like to think every time he takes the hat off,
I can get a compliment.
I say every time he takes the hat off, the hairline somewhere else.
All right.
Hey, I told this dude on Twitter that his hairline looked like a Mario Kart track. And it was just hilarious. Somebody dropped that meme of the guy with the guy from 85 South, I forget, Chico, when Chico's hair was all fucked up.
Yo, Rainbow Road looking head ass.
All right, let's get to the album.
All right. Welcome to a new episode of Unequal Opinions. We are here to talk about Kendrick Lamar's latest album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Which are you guys do you guys feel like it's a double disc, or is it just, are you counting it as one album?
It's a double, but it's the fact that we don't have CDs anymore, really.
Yeah.
So his double disc entry, I feel like pretty much all of the legends do a double disc at some point, and I just don't get why they do it. You got so much songs.
You got a lot of shit on your mind that you like. Hey, the label's like, well, come on. Let's break it out. You can have a Kanye and what he did to Tiana Taylor and Pusha T and all in that summer, or you can let them cook.
He gave Pusha T his best album, Tiana Taylor her best album.
I get, but Tiana wasn't happy with it, which I understood.
And then she dropped another album a couple years ago or a year ago, and it wasn't as good as that album.
It wasn't hitting. It wasn't hitting. So I don't know. Maybe whoever the person is that's the most important as far as the artistic direction.
I don't like how I did Tiana Taylor like that.
No, I love her.
It was the first time she heard the album when we all heard it. That's why she was pissed.
I get why she was upset, but also less is more.
Sometimes.
Less is more. Sometimes.
Wasn't that shit like 13 minutes?
No, it was like 25, 30, but like.
Oh my God. All right.
Push had a classic. Push dropped a classic.
Yeah, Daytona's still, come on.
He was pissed about that too.
Push wasn't pissed. From my perspective. He said like he wished he had it. He wanted to do more initially, but he was cool to create a vision and everything. But he knows Daytona's a classic. So.
What you mean is it's whoever's at the lead of the artistic direction, right? So like if I'm looking at Kendrick, I don't think anybody's of any idea that he's not the lead guy on the artistic direction. And sometimes you got to let that person kind of deal in excess, right? For every Godfather, there's a bunch of scenes of Apollonia that you don't want to fucking watch, but you let him cook, right? Like there's always something. Just let him do his thing. They're putting together something. Maybe it'll be access, but you got to let an artist have access sometimes.
Okay, so not to just kind of get straight to it, to the album and everything. I just want to ask you guys what were your initial thoughts off of first listen? Not, obviously we've kind of collected our thoughts since then, and obviously we wanted to let it sit before we gave a full review, but just a quick summary of what were your first thoughts when you listened to it, K-Dot?
First time was hard to get through, if I'm being completely honest. So like the first, so I'm coming off the Heart Part 5, which gets dropped out of nowhere, like what he likes to do before an album release, right? It came out of nowhere with the video. It was like in a couple hours, really had tens of millions of fucking views, whatever that. And I was still kind of when he dropped that, I think I was still in that mind frame of just the Heart Part 5, it kind of unwrapping everything that meant. When this came around, and it's like, okay, it's almost like while it kind of dealt in the same territory. It felt a little more personal to me. Trying to get through. It was like from a content standpoint, it was hard to get through. And then sonically, it wasn't resonating as much with me, at least on initial listen through. When you compare to like how loud Damn was at times, or even like all the other albums that came before it, it just felt sonically not necessarily what I was expecting after the Baby Keem album, stuff like that. I don't know. But like but I knew as I was going through it the first time, I'm like, all right, I know I'm going to come back to this. Holy shit. Some of them, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to listen to the song right now as much as I need the lyric sheet to just kind of read through some of the shit. And I think that's where I was, is sort of like already game planning what my second listen through was going to be like.
Okay. James?
All right. So I first heard of Kendrick in college, and I was watching him do a freestyle on the street. Young dude. I think he was on Rose.
Is this Black Wall Street Kendrick or post Black Wall Street?
This is in like 2009.
He's post Black Wall Street. This is overly dedicated Kendrick. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then like Kendrick, I think was like my second favorite out the group.
You like, because you like soul.
Yeah, I fuck with Absol. Like just on a man-to-man level, and then like all the shit that he went through. And then so I fucked up in preparing for the album by listening to Good Kid, Mad City, because that's my favorite one out of all the albums he's done. So I just listened to Good Kid, Mad City the whole time. I looked at the Heart Part 5. As you already referenced, he drops a heart before every album, basically. So I listened to all the hearts. Not bad. So I listened to all the hearts. And then from that, I waited, and no, it was like 12:04. And then I pressed play. I was one of the ones that got fucked up with Apple where the album wasn't showing. So then I had to wait like a couple minutes, and then I listened to the album with the lyrics. They uploaded the lyrics pretty quickly.
Immediate.
Yeah, so I was listening to the album with the lyrics. After I got through it, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I hated it. I really did. Yeah, I actually hated it, because I came into it expecting something, right? And that's my fault. Like I said, I fucked up on the preparation for the album.
So I'll say, in addition to that, I feel like you're not alone in that. I wasn't, honestly, I feel like I try not to have expectations when I go into like albums and stuff.
Like,
but
I grew with it.
No, I get it. I was gonna say that I think a lot of other people feel like you feel because of, one, how he was talking on Baby Keem's album, like new flows on the way, smoking on top fives. Like, I thought he was going to get into his, I'm going to out rap you niggas bag, and I'm going to show you I'm a better rapper. That's what I also thought was coming
right
last year, right? Yeah. And I think a bunch of other people felt that way. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah. So like, I felt that way, but it's like 12 in the morning, so I'm like, all right, I got to work tomorrow. Like, I get up early as fuck, so let me just sleep. And then I woke up and listened to it again, and then that's when like some of the shit started to hit me. And I'll say this. So the part that really worked for me the best was the fact that I was watching like reactions, different people. Like, there's a father and son duo that they did like their first listen reactions on YouTube. So I was watching that, and I was seeing how that like affected them, like them experiencing it for the first time too. And in doing that, like it gave me a better appreciation for the album. And then I just went off on my own, and then I started thinking about like my family shit. And then it's like a deeper connection to the album already. After what, like fucking 2 weeks? I think I played the album maybe like 30, 40 times already, which is nuts.
Okay.
So it's already grown on me.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I went from a hate to love.
Okay. So my initial thoughts after first listen, which I know my first listen, like judgment usually just personally is like not going to be how I'm gonna feel after like a few more listens, unless it's a situation where I listen to it the first time and I'm like, I'm never gonna listen to this again. Like there are some cases in which like
Jack
that
Harlow
wasn't for me. Like there's no way this is gonna grow on me.
Right.
This is like Kendrick doesn't fit in that category. He gets this might grow on me. But at the first listen for me, I was like, this is cool. This is cool. Like I saw what he was trying to do. I get the idea. I was like, it's got to be something deeper here. Than just I've been in therapy. Here are the results. You should go to therapy as well. Here's why. I was like, I kind of got that off first listen. I thought like the metaphors for like the N95 and take off the mask is like, okay, this is pretty simple. I get it. Makes sense. All right, cool. It's gonna be deeper. Gonna get better. I know after second, third listen. And so I'm gonna go ahead. I guess I'll pop off the how I felt after like sitting with it for a while. So I've listened to it. I'll say probably at least 8, 9, maybe 10 times by now. I listened to it 2 or 3 times by myself. Listened to it with my girlfriend. Kind of just wanted to hear her thoughts on it. Just like sat through, listened to the whole thing with her. Kind of wanted to see what she thought. And like after sitting with it for some time, I think it's easily his worst album. I think it's also a super and maybe could be his most impactful album. But kind of like it's not even the expectation thing, because earlier, Kate, I was like, sonically, it's not what I was expecting, and so on and so forth. It was like, it's not necessarily what I was expecting. It just doesn't sound that good to me. Like just from him. So one of the reasons I love Kendrick, like he was probably my favorite rapper at one point. One of the reasons I love Kendrick, he's different from, and I'll just do this generation where you got Drake, who's super poppy, and like songs are his thing, but you might not necessarily get like deep content. You got Cole, who's on the other spectrum, where it's like it's deep, but the songs, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a Cole stan a little bit, but the songs aren't there in terms of like just like something that you might like always want to listen to, or in his beat selection or whatever you want to call it. It's not there. You got Drake in this spectrum, Cole in this one, and to me, Kendrick was always, I can make hits and I can make deep shit, and you're gonna want to listen to it.
Like swimming.
Listen to it over and over again. And I can rap my fucking ass off, and you want to listen to it over and over again. It's not just rapidy rap, boom bap. It's not that. But this for me was very much not that, in the sense that it was more so Nas has terrible beat selection kind of Kendrick for me. And it's just like, and I want to say this because I think people, when I make a statement like this, sometimes people judge you like, oh, you just don't understand it. First of all, just because you can't understand him, it doesn't mean that he's nice. Second, I do very much understand it. I also think this isn't that deep, and I think this was intentional. I think that was intentional. I think it not being as layered as some of his other albums was intentional, because, like I said, it's pretty much what I said, what I listened to our first listen. I've been in therapy. I got daddy issues. I got these issues. I was maybe molested, blah, blah, blah. Like, hey, I can tell that some of the other rappers have been molested too. And you guys are doing this and doing that. And guys should go to therapy as well. It's not really deeper than that. I'll be honest. It's not really deeper than that. And that's okay. That's okay. For me, I'll go to the Heart Part 5 real quick. If I had have heard that song before I saw that video, I wouldn't have liked it as much. This is very much Kendrick, and this is how deep and great I feel like Kendrick is. Because I feel like this is a deterrent, but I want to big him up at the same time. He's a very visual person. This is not an album. This is a movie. This is a movie. This is not an album. He should have did it as a movie. It doesn't work. It doesn't work as an album. Just give me the movie. Give me the movie. I want to see that. I didn't want to hear it though. I didn't just want to hear it. It doesn't sound that great. obviously it's well produced. I'm not saying like,
all right,
it's terrible production and all that stuff. It's well produced. It's like, Marvel's not going to put out a shit movie. Like it's not, it's going to be produced pretty well, but hey, you might not like it because it's formulaic. It's the same thing or whatever, but that's just how I feel about it. And so I think it's a good album that doesn't have a lot of replay value. And there aren't even like a bunch of songs where I can pull from where I'm like, I'm gonna just keep this one in the tuck. Like I gotta listen to this one all the time. There aren't a lot like that. And I know the second disc is a little bit more heavy, which that's not something you want to listen to all the time, but yeah, go ahead.
That's me. Like my favorite classical song is like Adagio for strings. So, and like they're like, yeah, that's one of the saddest songs in the fucking world. And I'm like, I love that.
You're going through something.
Hey, like I like Mr. Morale. You ain't like that one?
No, see, that's the thing. I like them both. I just think this is his worst work. And to say that's just like saying this is Jordan's worst finals appearance. This is his,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's
okay.
like,
I'm with
you. And the other ones he averaged 35.
We're not,
and this
that's
one
the
he
thing.
averaged 27.
We're not comparing to other artists. This is Kendrick against Kendrick.
Yeah. So this is his worst. This is his worst.
I agree with, especially like with the first thing you said, where you said like this is his worst album, but his most impactful. Like it opened up a lot of shit for a lot of people. Yes. If you look at like I said, like I dove heavy into the reactions of the album. You got different sets of people, like mother, sons, father, sons, black women, white men, like men in the UK, all of them like having different reactions at different shit. And like you pick up on all these little details that like it'll occur to them before it'll occur to me. Right. And then you get a deeper appreciation for the album.
I have a question for both of you. And it's only because and I was going to ask this anyway, but James just triggered it for me. Because you said black women. Kodak Black is on the album.
Yep. There's
been a lot of discussion about him being on the album just because I'll just say he's dealt with a rape case before. And, he's a part of I wouldn't say he's been canceled, but a lot of people, black women have an issue. Some black women have an issue with him as a rapper. And so James, K-Dot, I want you to start just your initial thoughts. We don't have to go deep into it, but do you have thoughts about him being on it? Do you think he shouldn't have been on it? Do you care? What?
Do you want me to answer the Kodak and just tell you how I feel about the album now, or just let's stick to Kodak right now?
Do Kodak right now, then I'm gonna let James do Kodak, then we'll go to you for your full perspective with that.
Initial listen, if we're talking about that initial go through, was what the fuck is he doing here? Right? It was oh boy, why are you here, bud? Like kind of it's Jail Part 2. Is that Marilyn Manson? Did the baby what? But then when you hear everything and you put it in the proper context of where the album is, I'm like, I get it. I don't necessarily know if I agree. I think you could get the message across a different way, but I get it. I understand. It fits the motif of the album. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Okay. And I'm not about I'm not about canceling anyone really, as far from an artistic standpoint. And I understood what he was doing by putting Kodak. At least I think I have an understanding of what Kendrick was doing by putting Kodak on the album. I accept it even if I don't agree.
Okay, I like that. That's kind of where I am with it too. Go ahead, James.
Same. Like I never really listened to Kodak, so this is like my first.
He got some joints. I don't listen to it. I'm
not even saying he don't, but I just don't listen to the radio.
Yeah.
So like this is the first time I ever heard of him. And I'm like, well, I've heard of him. This is the first song I've actually like listened to of his. So I'm like, all right, I get what he's saying. I didn't even know like all the shit that he had going on in his life. Like I only saw it because like certain people on like Twitter was like, and I'm like, oh, okay.
You never saw him having sex at the hockey? Was it the hockey game? Was it hockey? No, it wasn't a hockey game. It was a whatever. It was a game though. It was on TV.
I think they said he was just dancing.
No,
it was like he was just dancing.
No,
I ain't in it. I wasn't there. I
Okay, all right. Well,
Kodak has always been you're a Cole fan. Middle what was it? What's the
Middle Child?
Middle Child. Kodak's always the dude that I hear other rappers talk about, just being like, man, if you could just get this guy on my wing and like show him to do certain things the right way. And I think I have that anytime I think of Kodak Black, I think about the verse of Middle Child. In all honesty, and it's one of those things where I think that helped me have an understanding of why he's on this album.
No, I understand why. I feel like I'm with you completely. I understand why he's on the album. I also feel like Kodak is the trying to think of a good NBA comparison. I'll say Lim Bias right now, but this doesn't sound as good because of Lim Bias passed away. But it's not, Lim Bias isn't a good example. Okay, yeah. I'll say Rasheed Wallace. But
right, I was like, the fuck,
I can't. Yeah, I can't think of a better one. But just basically, a guy that I'm trying to think of a guard in the NBA who's like too hood, but like super talented and like just too hood, just never really. He could have been in the NBA, but he just didn't put it together. Could have been the best player in the league, all that type of shit.
I got more NFL references. Like you could say Marcus Vick, maybe Ray Caruth.
Yes. Okay. Johnny. Yeah. Johnny Football. Whoever. Yeah. So yeah. Very much so. Marcus Vick type of guy, like all the talent in the world. A lot of people who listen to. I don't listen to him heavily. I've never listened to a full length Kodak project. I've heard songs and stuff, and like he has some bangers. I'm not gonna lie. He has some shit in my playlist. But he's the guy that people say that is the most talented of all the young guys. Yep. And that's including Lil Baby, all the young guys that say Kodak is the best one. And young NBA young boy, like all of them, like Kodak is the best. So that's all I've heard. But enough time on Kodak. K-Dot, I want to hear what your thoughts are on the album as we stand right now, after you've listened to it, sat with it, all that good stuff.
I think James and I have talked about the album a little bit over the phone. If I'm not mistaken, weeks have kind of blended together for me. But I like the album. I don't hate it. It's Kendrick, and I'm not capable of hating a Kendrick project. And I wouldn't even go as far as to say that I have any feelings to hate on this. When I was saying that the first listen, I didn't really love it sonically. I still don't. There's not a lot that I'm going back to for fun's sake. There's nothing I'm going back to because I just need to hear it through my speakers. There's stuff that I'm going back to almost because I want to course over how it might make me feel to a certain degree as far as hearing the lyrics, but I kind of get the same thing if I'm just reading it. And there are a couple of them that I'm going back as far as not necessarily the shock value, but like We Cry Together is one that I've gone back to just because of how visceral that feels. And so yeah, I don't know. This is one of those albums that I think it's going to be one of those things that like I'll listen to in solitude over the years. But I can't say that I'm gonna be on the road trip and like, yo, make sure you fire Mr. Morale. Like I can't.
It won't.
No, it won't be on that. And like that's the thing.
Honestly, and I told James different. James saw me say this, but I don't see how he got an NBA placement.
That's what I said. Nah, like that was the push, the album push.
But look, like, hey, Kendrick dropping. Y'all want a song for it?
Like I listened to it in the car. Like it's at the point now where Hooli just randomly burst out like, you ugly as fuck. Like she's learning English through these songs, bro.
So I say I listen to when I'm driving. I have playlists that I like carefully craft. Right. Yeah. Some playlists I have to play in order. Some playlists I have shuffle on.
Yeah.
And a lot of times what I'll do is I have an artist in mind, and I use Apple Music. Go to the artist and hit shuffle through everything I have inside the Rolodex. Right. And I caught myself doing that a couple times over the last couple weeks for Kendrick. When the Heart Part 5 comes on, I stop and I listen. When almost anything from Good Kid, Mad City comes on, I stop, I listen. To Pimp a Butterfly, I'm stop and listen. Damn, few more skippable tracks than me, but I still stop and listen to a few of them. Once again, if it wasn't for, I just need to hear We Cry Together or N95, which gave me a lot of hope for what I thought the album was going to be in the second track, and then it wasn't that. I stopped for like one or two, but beyond that, it's like, not right now. And I feel like I'm gonna be here, but I do also think that like where So that's what I think about it musically, right? But in that same sense, a lot of this shit's been kind of stuck in my head as far as the concepts and what he's talking about. And like, I've been looking at it through a bigger prism of like what I think a conversation has been this year over the course of since really 2020. And I think the conversation, like what it means to be Black, is something that's kind of resonating with me right now. Or like watching Atlanta, seeing that kind of was where it sounds like Donald and Stephen Glover are with it, but maybe on a different side than where Kendrick's on with it. But like in coupling that with the Heart Part 5, which is like, what is the culture? What does it mean to be Black? Those are kind of what's been resonating more with me than anything else. And I can't necessarily shake it. Not that I want to shake it, but it's been a lot of where my head's been ever since this album has come out.
Randomly, I'll think of a song every day. Like, what was it? On Mother I Sober, right? I just randomly just start hearing the piano in the beginning. Like, I love shit like that.
Speaking of beginnings, We Cry Together starts off beautifully. That's Florence, right? That's Florence?
We Cry Together? That's Taylor Page.
Yeah.
No, I know Taylor Page does the rapping, but like in the beginning, like the literally.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that's Florence and the Machine, right?
I think so.
It might be. Yeah, I think I read that. I think it is. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right,
I think it is. And I'm like, I'm excited. I like Florence and the Machine.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited, but like then it goes into.
They should have had Florence and the Machine on the beginning of Mother I Sober.
Okay.
On the hook.
Okay.
I ain't like Beth that much. She's sounding old as fuck, boy.
So initially, like my thoughts were like,
it's June by Florence and the Machines. They sample that. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, I was like, I knew I heard it before, but it starts off beautifully. Like you just mentioned, like it starts off beautifully. We Cry Together. I feel like I'm gonna be honest. If it wasn't, I feel old when I say this, but if it didn't have as many bitches in it, I would like it more. And it's only because. So, I mean, I would be able to listen to it more, not like it more. I still like it. I think it was, when I heard it, I waited till people kind of like heard it because I don't do the 12 a.m. listen. I know my mind isn't going to be where I want it to be for a fucking 12 a.m. listen. I'm not listening to no fucking new music at 12 a.m.
I tried it, bro.
I'm not. I understand. I'm not. Like, all I did was listen to like the intro. I was like, okay, cool. All right, you got me for tomorrow. I'm gonna like re-listen to the whole thing. But I'm not gonna listen to new music at 12 a.m. But anyway, so the We Cry Together, like I had already saw some opinions on it, like, oh, so it's so hurtful. I'm so triggering. I'm like, you bitches is toxic. But like when I heard it, it didn't register for me like that. I know those type of relationships exist though. It was, for me, is literally almost like watching Malcolm and Marie, the Netflix movie. It was a situation where I really appreciate the art that goes into this. Like it doesn't trigger me because I didn't deal with that. I know I literally know other people who have, and like I've seen situations like that, so I know that's the thing. But it wasn't triggering for me. I thought it was fucking beautiful. But I can't listen to, like I was listening to it on the way home from work one day, and it was like the sun was out. It was nice, when I should be listening to like good music, and then it was playing and like, fuck you bitch, and I was like, I was like at a stoplight and I was like, well, let me turn this down.
Eminem syndrome.
I was like, let me turn this down. Nobody, like, I got the sunroof open, the windows down.
Jesus Christ,
fuck you bitch.
No, you can't do that.
What
really
is that nigga going through?
It was a great Griselda type beat. So like I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, why? I was like, I feel bad. But I mean, the first time I heard it, I was like, all right, this is a funny ass argument. But then after that, I was like, all right, I don't need no more of this.
Yeah,
I only need to hear it once. I skipped that song now.
I think that's the thing for me is the album is a hard listen. It's triggering for me.
Yeah. It's like The Color Purple for me.
Okay. No,
great movie, but I've never seen it.
No, there's too many things that hit too. There's too many things that hit too close to home.
Oh.
when
We'll
listening
get
to
into
this
that
album.
later.
And that's the thing, is like, it's just, there's too much shit. This like boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, all right, I talked about that in therapy, but goddamn, I'm like, do we need to go back down this road, Kendrick? And it's like, even to a point where I'll this, and I keep going back to that, what does it mean to be black thing, right? But at one point when I was at the Outer Banks, the guys had heard, and I'm like the only black dude in the house. My other black friend Aaron couldn't make it down from fucking ESPN in Connecticut because it's busy time. But it was like, we put on the Heart Part 5 because they wanted to see the video, because Trey Marker and Matt Stone, and I'm watching the video and they're kind of blown away and listen to the lyrics, and like some recognize who Nipsey Hussle is, so they're really proud of themselves. But it's like, I'm like, I felt almost uncomfortable to have them listen. And then We Cry Together was the follow-up song that came up on the playlist thing, and we listened to it. And by the end of it, I'm like, I'm looking around these white dudes. I'm like, I don't think I want you guys to see this. Yeah. I don't think I want you guys to hear it.
I hear you.
Like, it's just, and I don't know what that means to me. Why do I have that feeling? Like, and that's, I'm soul searching through this fucking album. It's what's happening. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, when you say it impactful, I think it's one of those things that, like, this is a moment. And I really think this album is going to be a moment for a lot of motherfucking people. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that it's going to be an album that hits some people in some really, really weird, uncomfortable ways. Maybe to lash out and be fucking violent. I don't fucking know. But I think it's going to hit some people in some really weird and interesting ways.
I think
it's going to have conversations
to hear it, because I'll say I won't say your. Our version of black is what's comfortable for them.
Right.
That's why I think you don't want them to hear it.
That's probably right.
Meanwhile, I need to hit up my white homegirl, see if she liked it, and because I know she listened to the whole album, and I'm not hiding it from her. She knows she's fine. Like, listen, I love her. She's a real one, yeah, as they say. K-Dot, you said like the certain songs like might have touched or resonated with you. I kind of want to go there. So I'll start with that.
I'm not going deep on that.
I'm not going super deep.
Yeah,
but let me pull up the track list.
I'll talk about my family like that.
Yeah, same here.
But I'll speak to this one in particular. I'll just speak to this one in particular because I'm a new father, as you guys know. So Father Time really resonated with me. One, because as we speak right now, my father is 2 floors above, watching his grandson, my son, his first grandson. I was his first child. And that just, the message within like Father Time really resonates with me as you consider the past and the future. Right now, you have the past, the present, and the future in this household, in one house. And so with that, I really love that song. I appreciated the song for what it was. Kendrick has always had daddy issues though. I feel like I've always known this listening to his music. It's just because we all have them in different ways. And he touched on that. He touched on why we have them. But just, I remember the line, it's from Pusha T's Nostalgia, I think. Where he raps like an entire verse, and then like we get to the end, and he like, every verse, motherfucker,
every verse is a break. Your son dope, nigga.
Your son dope, nigga. Now reap what you sow. Right. Yeah. But in the verse, he kind of like, not in a villainous way, but like, or a menacing way or anything, but like kind of going back at his father, like in a way that's like challenging his father and stuff, like things that sons do, right? And he's doing that, and then he gets to the, hey, you don't understand, old head. I'm here now. It's my time now. I'm finna show you. Hey, you did good. I respect that. And hey, every verse is a brick.
That's one of my favorite Kendrick bars.
Exactly. It is one of my favorites. And I know why.
Figure, motherfucker. Every verse is a brick. Your son dope, nigga.
And
it's
now reap what you sow. And that verse has always hit with me in the same way the song did, because it's just the same thing. Like I'm a son, just like all of y'all. You're son, you have a father. You have a father. Like, hey, you know what it's like. Like, hey, I've never wanted to be in my father's shadow. I always wanted to be better, do better. And so and like reach new levels, do shit he didn't do shit he couldn't do. I feel like that's a father's dream for his son. It's my dream for my son. So whatever that is, it's not always necessarily financial. It could be as simple as, oh, well, son, I never traveled. Oh, well, son, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what it meant to be a good husband. I didn't know what it meant to be a good this. It just, everybody got different battles within that they deal with, as far as that father-son relationship and, being better and being different, going out and getting it on your own. But Father Time really resonated with me. I just wanted to say that. I love that track. And again, this is what I mean by what I said earlier. Not his best album, just his most impactful. Because I love that song.
Fair enough. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I got 3. First one, I'm gonna piggyback off of you and talk about Father Time a little bit. So I met my grandpa, my dad's dad, maybe like 4 or 5 months before he passed away. This is like in 2007 or something like that. So he was never around, right? And then I had to talk with my dad about it. And he was like, yeah, when that happened as I grew up, I wanted to make sure that I'm around for whenever I have kids, right? So he was always involved with like me and my brother. You know what I'm saying? And like we played sports and all that shit. So like when he talks about like competitive spirit and all that shit, like, yeah, I understand. And it's like if I dropped the pass, I had to do 10 push-ups, like shit like that. So like that one, I had to think, like I had to, like I sent it to him and we listened to it, we vibed together over that. Second one's United in Grief. Like the hook, I grieve different. I've always had like weird reactions to shit. So like that resonated with me. And then the final one, Mother I Sober, for obvious reasons. I don't know if I want to address them right now. But yeah. And that piano in the beginning, like, yeah, fucking touched my soul. K-Dot, your go.
Yeah, I'm not giving any detail about any of them. More than I guess Father Time to a certain degree. The whole album, just from where Kendrick is standing now, which he doesn't have everything figured out, and I don't think at no point in the album does he tell you he has everything figured out. Mm-hmm. But just what he's doing, or the progress or the steps that he's taken to have this perspective on everything, or to be able to put everything that's happened to him in a perspective that you can at least try to make sense of. Because that's the big thing that I don't think a lot of us do, is a self-reflection aspect of a piece of it. Mm-hmm. Like even listen to the album, I did, I guess the father overtones or undertones, the theme throughout a lot of it. Kendrick's like the only artist I'll ask my dad if he listened to it, because it's like the only one that I know as far as any of the newer artists that he actually gives a shit about from like an artistic standpoint. He doesn't really care about the rest of them. He thinks they're all on Xanax and they're too goddamn depressed. So, but I'm just like, just the aspect of the angle of like, yeah, it just hits. It's, I remember getting, I remember years ago, I was having a discussion with someone about Colin Kaepernick, and all of a sudden my eyes just started like bawling with water, and I'm like, and they like, why are you so emotional about that? And I'm like, I don't think you understand it. He's like doing it for me. And they're like, what? And I was like he's making a sacrifice and everything for me, for like people like me, for me. And when I hear this album and I hear the steps that he's going through, like and what he's admitting to or copying on the album and what I think his grand themes are, he bore his soul for us. And I say us as like Black men, especially. And that to me is just, it hits. It resonates on that level. I don't know if I have that same feeling that most artists do, that they can get that vulnerable on a track. I mean, we've always had rappers that have kind of delved into vulnerability, right? Like, I can go and listen to Suicidal Thoughts by fucking Biggie, and as much as he did the braggadocious coke rap shit, there were every once in a while where he was letting you know exactly what the fuck he felt and what was going on in his life. You just kind of had to read between the lines sometimes. Kendrick just had a whole album where he's like, dude, this is just where I'm at right now. These are all my thoughts. These are all my feelings. Almost like a stream of consciousness. It doesn't feel complete. It doesn't feel like it's supposed to be something that easily makes sense to me, as much as it's just a bunch of feelings. It's almost like this just, what do you feel implicitly depending on what it is a track? I think everybody's going to have a track or two that they walk away from, because I think that this album is a microcosm of the Black experience to some, or at least the American Black experience to many. There's something that we can all resonate to, and I think it speaks specifically to us, not necessarily anybody else.
Yep. And then he say, sacrificing myself to start the healing on one of his songs. I remember he said that. So, I mean, like, that goes to your point.
And I mean, even that song is with like, as I set free all you abusers. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is transformation. This is transformation. So yeah.
It is probably his most important album as far as just content.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay away from important.
I was gonna say, what I'm gonna ask you, because I don't know. I was trying to process this earlier, right? We know it's either this or To Pimp a Butterfly. Like, we can all agree on that.
In terms of what
is most important or impactful.
Oh, okay, yeah.
To Pimp a Butterfly is my favorite album.
Okay, but I think those are two of his most impactful. This one and that one is two of his most impactful. Now, I think Good Kid, Mad City is his best,
and I wouldn't disagree with it.
But I don't know if I can say impactful in the way these two are impactful.
No, it's impactful in the sense of what it meant for his career, but I don't think it's impactful in the sense of like,
it's impactful as in, is it one of the greatest albums of all time? Sure.
This is a piece of art that has been given out, and what it does, the impact that it makes on other people as they enjoy this content or they listen to this content.
Right.
I actually think To Pimp a Butterfly is extremely important. But I almost feel in certain terms, and I don't know if this will get me in trouble.
I can't wait to ask you this question.
Was he early? Like, were people willing to fully accept the message of To Pimp a Butterfly?
Okay. Like, because I think you're gonna get to my point, but this is my question. When we call To Pimp a Butterfly impactful, was released in 2015, I believe. When did it become impactful? Was it impactful upon release, or was it impactful
to some of us?
Sure. But I'm saying to the majority. Or did it become impactful later when a year later when riots sparked up, and then All Right became an impactful song, and then everybody was like, oh, that's what he was talking about.
See, that's what I'm saying, is like, fuck, man. That's the thing, is that it's, but that's the thing with music now, is that we can enjoy it whenever, right? So like, I look at that and I say, thank God To Pimp a Butterfly existed when everything else was happening that made people make sense of it. I think if To Pimp a Butterfly with that content had come out in May, let's say September of 2020, it might be looked upon as the greatest album of all time. Right? Like, it'll be in that conversation as far as impact alone, right? But I think with this one is that I think coming out of the pandemic, even though we're still kind of in the shit, there's been a lot of forced self-reflection in the last few years that I think might make people more easily susceptible to understanding or having certain triggers in this album hit for them. What that reaction is, I don't know. But I think that they'll hear something and there will be a visceral reaction. And it'll mean a lot based on this timing. I think we're all have collectively gone through a bunch of shit in the last 2-3 years. And I think that, like, especially depending on where you're at, I know where I'm at in Baltimore, shit's crazy. Shit's wild right now. And there's a lot of shit that you can tell, especially with these young cats out here, that just, there's a lot going on. And I think Kendrick, if listening to it and they really allow themselves a self-reflection, this could be huge. But I don't know if we'll understand what that impact fully means until years from now.
Yeah. All Right was released in 2015, right? And then it says that Michael Brown was in 2014.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah, but
because like people started to use it like at
all the TikToks, all the.
But then there was
it
Freddie Gray was next? Was it Freddie Gray?
Freddie Gray is 2015.
Yeah, was it? Let me see. I'm trying to remember.
2015, 2016 is Freddie.
Yeah, right. I think it was.
It was April 2015.
They were riding during that time. So yeah. I think it was more so the Freddie Gray incident than it was Michael Brown.
And then Tamir Rice was 2014.
There was a lot. You remember that we had that initial push as far as BLM.
Yeah.
And then it kind of, for most, and then it comes back with a vengeance after George Floyd.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that kind of got everything kind of jump-started again. And I think with that, you had a few years of people actually being able to talk about To Pimp a Butterfly, contextualize To Pimp a Butterfly. There's conversations about it. There are the think pieces about it that are now against the backdrop of everything that's happened for those 5 years. And it makes it extremely impactful. There's the amount to mention, which album did he win the Pulitzer for?
To Pimp a Butterfly.
So there's like, then that carries weight, right?
It was because it was Sandra Bland that summer. Freddie Gray had happened. Yeah, because it just picked up. It had carried over because obviously
Philando Castile, like it
Trayvon Jackson was before that, and like you said, like there were other
fucking crazy. We can just list off all of these names.
2015. It kind of is when we like really we've been protesting ever since, basically.
Yeah. So I mean, but I don't like. Here's what's cool, in a sense. We are a few weeks out from this album dropping, right? And to be able to say it's already as impactful as it is. We couldn't say that about To Pimp a Butterfly even when it first came out. It had to have time to kind of resonate and soak. It speaks to the importance of this album. This is a moment. It's not my favorite Kendrick album by far as listenability. It might be my favorite as far as his vulnerability. It might be my favorite as far as what I'm hopeful it might mean to other people. What it's meant to me so far. But yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna keep it 100, this isn't like a Radiohead moment. This is not holy shit, what the fuck happened to the sound? Is just total what the fuck? It's not one of those moments where you just get an artist to say, no, I'm going in a different direction. This is still Kendrick. It's just, I think Keem hit something really, really early on, which is that I think with certain artists, I think what Kendrick's going to find, hopefully in this next chapter of his career, is that he can express himself through more than music. And
I think he already got there.
I think he's there to a certain degree, but
he's not putting out music for
this is what I'm saying. His next chapter, this chapter too. Okay. So like, I'm excited to see what that might mean, because there are themes in this that I really want to see in a different way. I want to see how he thinks about them visually. I want to see just where else that he can express himself in a way that's not this. Maybe it's just a book of poetry. I don't know, but it's
PG Lang. You know what that is, right?
Right. Okay. No. What is it?
What, PG Lang?
No. Yeah. What is it?
Isn't it it's his new visual art venture. It's what they're doing production wise for.
But like for Black creators,
it's a production company.
Production company.
Yeah. And then like, that's where you watched N95, the music video, right?
I didn't
like
it.
That's.
I didn't know he released it. My bad.
Huh?
I didn't know he released it.
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh my god! All right, so in our break, you need to watch that.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Yeah,
That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy.
I'm still waiting for week. I think I was just like, I'm waiting for week cry together. I really
like N90. The video came like right after.
Yeah. Okay. I'll watch it.
It's fucking crazy.
I'll watch it.
Like so. Yeah, K Dot has I think after he got Baby Keem as his artist now, I think he has like another dude that was on the album is also one of his artists. Let's see, what was it? Was it Sam Drew or Tana Leon? One of them, and then Taylor Page is one of his artists too. So like, he's just gonna do whatever the fuck he wants now.
No, and I'm excited.
I don't think it's gonna be music. Like, I don't think it's gonna be music at all.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I think this would have been better served as a film.
Right.
I think he's a visionary.
But I think no. When you watch N95, you're gonna be like, oh.
I think it'll. If it's as good as you say, it'll. True.
I'm looking across.
When you watch it, you're gonna be like, the fuck.
I'm looking across my favorite artist right now. Just artists. Kendrick's definitely on that list. Tyler the Creator's on that list. Kanye, no matter how much he can be a fucking prick, is on that list. Donald Glover is on that list. A few more.
You listen to Donald Glover's music.
Me, I still like. I'm sorry, but "Awaken My Love" is still in heavy rotation.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like Redbone comes on, I'm letting it play.
Yeah,
me and your mama come on, I'm letting the shit play. Like I'm sorry.
How often does it come on?
A lot. I listen to "Awaken My Love" a lot. It gets me in.
All right.
Centers me where I need to be.
Okay.
Well, I still listen to fucking Because of the Internet and shit. Like every once in a while, like Bonfire might come on. I'm like, I'll let this rock. Like it's just whatever. But I just look at all those guys right now, and they all are multimedia artists. Like I want Tyler's videos just as much as I want his fucking music. That's where I'm at with Tyler. Like Kanye, like I have to look at everything he's doing, and that started before My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but with the Runaway music video and what he's doing as far as visual shows, that's a part of it. Donald, what he was doing with Atlanta, like I'm excited to see what this next chapter for Kendrick is. He can do anything. He can do anything.
Okay.
Including kicking the ball in Africa.
Hey, no, that's impactful. I love that he's doing.
I love that shit too.
For Ghana and stuff. All right, so let's end this with our final grades. If you could rank it or rate it from 0 on a scale of 0 to 10. I don't know what albums would get a 0, but I'm just saying that kind of made me think like, what album is a 0? But what would you rate Kendrick's album from 0 to 10? James, you can start. I'll go second, and K-Dot can finish.
All right, so I'm gonna go. It's between I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
Here's why. 7's average, right? Like the grading scale, but it's average for. I'm only comparing him to him, right? Okay. Musically, it's low, like in comparison to like Good Kid, Mad City. Right. Impactful wise, it's high, and it's only going to get better over time. I already know it now. So that's why I just gave it a 7.
Okay. I'm close to you, but I would say.
Are we doing fractions? Decimals?
Yeah, I'm giving him a 6.6.
But I said 6.57. Like, and I was just like, fuck it, 7. Average.
Yeah, I would give him a 6.6, maybe 6.4. 6.2 is the lowest I go. He's not a 6. But yeah, so I'm 6.6. Like I said, like super impactful album. But when you chose the medium of music to convey this message, it came across. It didn't come across as well in terms of being able to enjoy it. I think for me, when I judge people or judge content like this, I judge kind of movies in the same vein. It's like, okay, you made like There Will Be Blood, but I watched it one time and I'll never watch it again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, great movie, but who gives a shit? I'm not saying that for There Will Be Blood. I'm just giving an example.
I don't remember that movie, so we good.
Well, you never seen it, and that's a problem. Just
I probably didn't.
I don't think you did.
God damn it!
Hey, fucker! Like I watched Atlanta, and we own this city. All right.
I was say this before I jump in real quick. Comparing Atlanta to There Will Be Blood is sick. That's nuts. That is nuts. But I know what you meant, James. I know what you meant.
You know what I meant.
I know what you meant.
Like,
I know what you meant. And
go ahead,
K-Dot, and wrap us up.
Paul, do you know who Paul Thomas Anderson? Fucking ass. God damn it.
Who the fuck are these niggas?
Paul Thomas Anderson. What the fuck is wrong with you? God damn it,
fam. You know it's a meme, bro. Relax.
I'm giving this a 7.8.
Okay.
I give it a 7.8, and this is like if just all of Good Kid and Pimp are both 9 point somethings to me.
I ain't watched this shit.
Damn is 8 point something, high 8 point something. This is 7.8. Like anybody that can say their discography, the lowest ranked thing is a 7.8 is fucking dope. And I do think over time this might actually raise in my estimation. I'd love to see what this means to me 5 years from now.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And the impact on the culture.
That's fair.
The real culture.
What is that?
So thank you guys for tuning in to our most recent episode of Unequal Opinions.
All right, bye people.